are listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
You saw me move. All right. Oh. Hey. Hey. What happened? It's not working. This is silly. All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Saturday, 9923. Glad you could be with me. I waited all year for that one. Actually, I could have done it every day since January 1st, but I didn't. So I'm glad you could be here. Tonight, we're going to look back. Not too far. Not going to go into another century. We're going to go with what we know and remember sightings from the past that may or may have been hoaxed, misidentified, misunderstood, but people still believe they're real, legit. Like the Phoenix Lights. 2 events. Some say it was debunked, some say there's no way. I say no way. It was not debunked because there was 2, well, we'll go over it all, but you know what I mean? Rendlesham Forest, Roswell, China, we just talked about the other day, yesterday. So, you know, there's a lot of history to go over. Plus, man, there's some Strange stuff going on. Interesting ufology this week. I did a little catching up and definitely want to talk about what the hell's going on now. Now they're saying the whistleblowers aren't credible at all. This is all BS. Jeremy Corbell's saying they're blocking us at every turn. Yeah. So we got a lot to talk about. We'll get right into it after we do a little bit of roll call, everybody. Scott Blight, welcome to the show. Helen, welcome to the show. Good to see ya. Diane Boss, the boss of Goof On. Welcome to the show. Hippolito Machado, how you doing, man? Ma'am? Hippolito? Huh? No. Welcome to the show. Paula Faust, how you doing? Hey, welcome to the show. And Jeanette Angel with the £2, 2 quid super sticker. It's pure insanity right at the beginning of the show with the super chat, super sticker, actually. You, too, can also help support Goof On the same way Jeanette does every night. Super chat, super sticker, PayPal, Cash App. All the links are in the show description. You know what to do. Boppity boop. Thanks, Jeanette. And welcome to the show. Of course, you're a continuing supporter. I just told everybody. Yeah. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And a mucho gusto, generoso. Desert Rose, welcome to the show. How are you? Samo, Goofonian Rockstar. How are you? Welcome to this show. And there's Dark Hour Paranormal. That's Michael Roser, everybody. The Roser with the Moster. Donovan, welcome to the show. Intergalactic Angler. Welcome to you. Glenn Collins, the big band. Welcome to the show. There he is, Tim Freestone. Damn it, boy. Welcome to the show. Kelly Lewis, I don't know if I said it already, but I'll say it again anyway. Welcome to the show. Who else we got? Paula Faust throwing down her $2 super dono. A dono is a donation with no comment, no sticker. It's pure love. Comes right. That's what we say. So, yeah, thank you very much. Paula Faust throwing down the love. Again, a continuing supporter of Goof On as well. And, welcome to the show. Is that it? All right, we'll get started now. Derek Kennedy, what's up? How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Metalhead. What do you say, Metalhead? Metalhead. That's how I have to say it. What's up? How you been? Hope you had a good one. Weekend's right in the middle of it. You know, it's the peak. After the show, I'm gonna run to the store, go buy some edible. No, not those kind, like real food, because I forgot to get stuff. And then at 10 o'clock, the UFC pay-per-view starts from Sydney, Australia, with I think 6 or 7 amazing fights. Oh. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So I'm going to be up late. I slept a little bit. So we're good to go for the rest of the night. I just thought I'd let you know. Oh, I thought you wanted to know. Brooke is, what do you say there, lady? Now I throw it out there. Welcome to the show. And Truthertainment, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Nathan from the Quantum Show is here too. Welcome to the show. All right, let's get started. Like I said, if I didn't say your name, doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we got a lot of show to do, so we're going to get started right now. And I got to do it. It's what we do here, and I can't not do this. I'm not sick of it yet, because I don't think people are getting the message. And if I don't keep doing this, you will forget.
Left the Department of Defense, ironically enough, to finish the very mission they gave me in the first place. I didn't ask for it. I'm not a UFO guy, not a ufologist. I never have been, I never will be. I'm a counterterrorism and counterespionage guy. I just do counterintelligence, counterinsurgencies. That's what I do. And it just so happens that in 2008, I was asked to apply those same skill sets into the UFO community.
Thanks, Blue. Blue Bayou. All right, let me pull it up. Let's get the show on the road. I got a poll going in the chat room. What's your favorite? What did I say? What is it? That's weird. Which one of these is your favorite on the fence UFO sightings? You know, supposedly debunked, but maybe not. Roswell's at 40% right now. The Forest of Rendlesham is at 34%. And coming in last, rounding out the three, the Phoenix Lights at 26%. You see how I put them all together? And that's only with 47 votes. We usually have about 167 votes. So don't forget to vote. And don't forget, may I just say this? Did you know the more likes we get on our videos, the more people they're going to allow here? That's the rumor. Just try it. Just let's see what happens. If we can get a minimum of 200, I know we used to get 150, but you know, I'm not even going to say the word, but try to get to 150. I like 200, let's get to 150 and stop messing around. All right, let's get the people here, the voices. I can't. They're in my head. It's all falling apart. UFO tales and witness credibility falling apart after congressional hearings. This came out yesterday. This is from the Washington Spectator. I'll read it to you. Let me see something here. Can I do this? Hold on a second. I'm going to try something here with stream. Let's see if it works. That goes there. Nah, doesn't work. Okay, so let's do this. Bring it up. All right. Put me in, coach. There we go. So you see him, and you see the corbel. Let's move down a little. In the wake of the July 26 congressional hearings on UAPs, the claims of alien visitation and secret government crash retrieval programs remains unproven, of course. While questions about the credibility of the witnesses of the political motives of their patrons in Congress have fueled increasing public skepticism, it really is falling apart. This was little in a way of skeptical mainstream coverage, either in the run-up to the late July House Congressional Oversight hearings on UFOs or afterwards by such outlets as CBS News and the New York Times. The ballyhooed, is that how you say it? The ballyhooed? I've never seen that word before, believe it or not. The ballyhooed, I'm really embarrassed I don't know it. The ballyhooed hearings before credulous members of Congress from both parties featured unverified tales of football-sized flying object, along with testimony indicating dead aliens were hidden as part of a purported multi-decade, multiple cover-up retrieval, non-human crash spacecraft. You see it all, you can read. Both before and after the hearings, the Washington Spectator and such prominent skeptics as former UFO advocate Stephen Greenstreet of the New York Post raised alarms about the legacy of unproven and wild claims marking the entire UFO field, and those told by the 3 ex-military witnesses who came forward. None of the criticism mattered, as it turned out. The witnesses, 2 former Navy pilots and an ex-Pentagon intelligence officer, were ritually thanked for their service and uniformly treated as brave truth-tellers confronting a nefarious plot by the government and military contractors to hide the truth about alien visitations. As Representative Jared Moskowitz from Florida, Democrat, taking the lead role for malleable Democrats. Malleable. That's a good way of putting it. As for malleable Democrats, as the hearing declared in his opening statement, the American public has the right to learn about technologies of unknown origins, non-human intelligence, and unexplainable phenomena. There's no N. Indeed, it felt while watching the hearings as if months of reporting and years of skeptics' analysis puncturing the dominant pro-UFO narrative had been expunged from the public record. Among these findings, two of the leading ex-DOD officials, Christopher Mellon and Luis Eleganzo, who successfully promoted UFO quote-unquote disclosure legislation, face a potential SEC investigation for alleged investor fraud in a UFO hyping company they helped lead. Isn't that funny? Isn't this great? Holy shnikey, is that true? You want to know why? Because if you look into the movie, the documentary Who's Lou, remember all the public records that were found about how Lou and his daddy tried building all these businesses and they failed like right away. And then, oh, I got more money for this business and it failed right away. I wonder if they put those practices to test while they were working for the government. I think they were. Way to go, Lou! The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I'm going blurry. They're trying to stop me. Don't you dare blur me out. Bring me in. Come on, man. That's not cool. People are trying to watch the show. All right. We'll do it. We'll just keep going. All right. So he's under investigation, just investigation, for alleged investor fraud in a UFO hyping company. In other words, bullshit that they helped lead. And none of the military witnesses at the hearing have ever offered verifiable evidence to back their claims. Who wrote this? Is from the Washington Spectator. Wow. Not the Post, but, Equally important, many of the key findings in the groundbreaking 2017 New York Times article on the Pentagon's $22 million secret UFO research program that helped launch today's alien mania in Washington have been discredited. The 3 Navy UFO videos published by the Times starting in 2017 that augmented the UFO frenzy have also been thoroughly debunked by visual expert Mick West. And in large part, recently by the Pentagon and a NASA panel for having prosaic explanations, including camera artifacts. As documented by several critics, including Green Street, that original bombshell Times article notably hid the program's real paranormal agenda from the public. Most of the Pentagon research was actually devoted to chasing down werewolf-type creatures, poltergeists, and ghosts on the Skinwalker Ranch in Utah, owned by the Pentagon contractor Robert Bigelow. Well, at the time. I spoke in confidence with a congressional aide before the recent hearings who indicated that all this eminently available information was unknown to members of the committee. Pro tip, add skeptic to your Google search. The new hearings were sparked by David Grush, the former military intelligence officer who came forward in June with startling and increasingly bizarre new claims. He was widely and uncritically publicized after his claims, including stashed alien bodies and retrieved crafts, were aired in an obscure pro-UFO publication, The Debrief, and a third-tier cable news network, News Nation. News Nation, in turn, has been writing UFOs hard since snaring exclusive interviews with Grush. The ratings boost for News Nation had been so great, it even beat CNN during its special on Grush, as noted recently by the Washington Post. The broadcast stories on Grush have been led by Rose Cuckold, a disgraced Australian journalist, soon to be USA disgraced. He will be, you'll see, mark my words, he will go down with the rest of them for other things. You'll see. Along with hyping other repudiated stories. Cuckold once relied on discredited witnesses to make bogus pedophile accusations against members of the UK Parliament, leading to a fruitless $4 million police investigation. So, despite that questionable background, he remains a leading UFO conspiracist. See, that's what I told you about Ross Cuckold. He's dirty. I know, they all are. But not every one of them gets, publicized. And blurry Richie. They're trying to blur me out. Out. So, again, not that but I am. And I'm proud of myself for calling that out early on, by the way. Early. Very early. Anybody, man, he was like an animal, right? Just an animal with that Grush. Just a feeding frenzy for him. They gave him everything. You'll see. As fast as he came, he will be gone. I don't know how, but I just got a feeling. I mean, what do you want from me? I'm psychic, remember? Well, we know about News Nation. Still in the weeks of the hearings, Grush's credibility has eroded on several fronts, even as most media outlets and members of Congress have paid little attention to the details, undermining his shocking tales. We talked about that, how the next day there was no media talking about after the congressional hearings, even after his interview with Cuckold. As the Washington Spectator recapped last month, he has asserted that the government has been hiding secret alien crash. The Pope tipped off the United States to UFO retrieved by Mussolini, a long discredited hoax. This is so much fun. Alien corpses have been recovered. No, he didn't say that. Well, not at that hearing. He didn't say that. He said pilots. And humans have been killed by aliens. Yeah. The only fresh example with specifics that Grush had cited since June is the purported 1933 alien landing in Magenta, Italy. This alleged visitation has been shown to be based on forged documents and an evolving hoax featuring Nordic-type aliens. So, doesn't it sound like he was put in this position to feed us bullshit? Man, I'm telling you, this is a psyop or something. It just doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it just ain't true. But what is really going on? Is it just all about money? Is it that simple? I think it is. I think this is all about money. Funding, careers, TV, appearances. Look at what Skinwalker Ranch is doing based on shit evidence. That's a sphincter. That's where it comes from, not a zero. That's what they've given. And they have tall tales. Wouldn't it be great if they captured something? Just even one good thing, and they don't have it. They've got blurry dots, they've got dots, and they've got more dots. And I admit sometimes there's little weird glitches with the equipment, but it's not provable that it's something magical in the mountain or on the basin. So there might be something there, but they're not capturing it as far as I'm concerned. Unless they are, and they're not showing it to us. Why else would Bigelow want to sell that place? See, Bigelow was there for what, a decade at least? And then people said he sold it because there was nothing going on. But yet, a real estate mogul who's 3/4 of a billionaire, Ziegfeld, buys the ranch and wants to do all this research. Doesn't it seem redundant and a waste of time at this point? If Bigelow and him had a relationship, they knew each other, right? Don't you think Bigelow would have disclosed to him that, look, there's nothing there, but you could make a TV show. You could have a little, you can give all these people jobs, create the illusion, create all of this going on. And it also backs up why we got the $22 million. See, they can't let it go. They want to really showed that that 22 million went to something verifiable when in fact it didn't. So we could even throw that in the mix as one of the hoaxes or misidentifieds in history. Might as well throw that in the mix. This is amazing. So this is really huge. I don't think you guys get it. I just realized how huge this is. I don't think you guys. Do you guys get it? Do you guys get how bad this is? And it's not hate groups. This isn't somebody being paid to discredit anyone. Everything that I just read to you is a fact. Non-verifiable storytelling, aliens and UFOs, a hearsay whistleblower. I'm preaching to the choir, I know, but I mean, this is what's happening right now. It's as if they're already defeated. They're already throwing in the towel and saying, there's no way we're going to have disclosure. We know now everything here is just bullshit. So why continue this facade? Why? Well, Jeremy Corbell will have an answer, I'm sure. I don't have one from him yet, but I'm sure he'll speak up. If he hasn't already, I just didn't find it. So Grush hasn't supported any of these claims with the shred of hard evidence, of course. We know this. His reputation as a public-spirited truth teller also has taken a hit since he's become the COO of a new foundation launched by alien mythologist and Stanford professor Gary Nolan. What? Oh my God. You see? Career. And you know how easy it is in this field for these people? He doesn't have to do anything for the rest of his life except just tell the same bullshit lies he's been telling us. Stories, whatever. This is really telling. This just proves that all they care about are careers. Yeah, Lou Elizondo and Mellon were, trying to have a hype UFO company or something like that. I wonder about the funding and all that. That's into question, right? Allegedly. And then this guy makes Grush the COO of a new foundation launched by Gary Nolan, as first reported by the New York Post, Stephen Greenstreet. Nolan initially helped promote a dead alien documentary before eventually debunking it. Sorry, let me pull this back up. And is openly seeking to cash in on the gold mine, I'm over here, of federal UFO research money. There it is. I didn't even read this yet. How did I know? Regardless of Grush's current spotlight, all his secondhand claims are based on what he was purportedly told by dozens of people who had supposedly worked on the mysterious programs. While he's admitted never having seen an alien spacecraft or dead alien, he insists the others have. All right, we know the rest. And then, there's a lot here. My goodness. Wait a second. Oh, yeah, okay. After the hearings, however, Grush continued to claim that he and other whistleblowers have been victimized with death and other threats. Death threats? Grush is getting death threats. From who? It was very brutal and very unfortunate, some of the tactics they used to hurt me, both professionally and personally, he declared. Who? Tell us who. Who? He indicated some insiders may have been murdered. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. We know all that. The instruments about anyway, it's falling apart. I'll put the link to that in the show description immediately following the show. There you have it, kids. It's as plain as the nose on your face. If you don't think all of this has to do with nothing except money. Wait, what? All this is about money. That's all I'm trying to say. Still not 100%. Trying. I need a drink. Yes, I had KFC today. Ah. Oh. What are we going to do? You know? What do we do? How do we fight back? Stories like that, I mean, that's as good as it's going to get. And who's reading it? Who cares? You know? Nothing's going to change. No difference. Grush is still Grush. You know, I don't know. He's probably going to go into hiding now. Hey, Jeanette threw down $10.16 on PayPal. The Angel of Goofon. Thank you very much. I didn't even know it came through. I just was looking around on the phone for something else, and there it was. I didn't even hear it. Well, thank you very much. And, oh, you did that right at the beginning. Wait a second. Hold on. You did that an hour before the show? Well, that's probably why I didn't hear it. I was probably doing laundry or something. Thank you so much. I didn't know. That was a nice surprise. Mucho gusto, generoso, a continuing supporter of Goofon, the Angel of Goofon, Jeanette. All right. So we have a poll going. So let's see where we're at. Oh, 75 votes. We got an extra 30 votes since last check. Roswell's at 39%. The Forest of Rendlesham is at 37%. The Phoenix Lights at 24%. Why? Those are your favorite on-the-fence UFO sightings. Maybe they're debunked, but maybe they shouldn't have been, you know, one of those things. So it's tight race, kids. I tell you, it's between Roswell and that crazy forest at Rendlesham. You know, Rendlesham, they tried to say, you know the whole thing, right? I mean, it's one of the best. I grew up, you know, watching that when it first came out. When they first put it, I think it was Unsolved Mysteries. I'm not sure. But I remember when that came out and Colonel Holt had the recording. There's a beam coming out of it. Look at that. Looks like it's winking right at me, you know, and all this stuff. And you're just sitting there like imagining it in your mind, and the trees and the fog and the mist going through the lights, and you can see the beams, and the troops are all running around, and the echoing of their voices and the radio clicks and just activity, man. The lights in the sky, the red lights, the beams that came down at their feet, the craft. There's so much into that thing. How could it not be real? How could that not actually happen? That to me, I think, is a real event. I think that really happened, in my opinion. Now, you know, a couple of years ago, the British, whoever, you know, on the other side said that they pulled a prank on the Americans. And because when they used to do their training exercises for illegals and shit, they would call them illegal aliens or aliens. So the theory is that they pulled a prank on the Americans and dressed up like aliens, had, I guess, made craft, or I don't know the whole thing, but it was supposedly a prank that was played on the Americans, and they thought it was UFOs going through the forest, laser beams at their feet, detailed craft at their feet. Yeah, that was a prank. Can you believe they tried to say it was a prank? I don't think it was. You know what? I want to pull up that Colonel Holt. I love that. I'm in the mood for that. I'm in the mood for Colonel Holt's recording. Hey. How do you spell his last name? Is it Holt? Here we go. I gotta go down a little bit before it pops up. Whoops. I'm getting the wrong stuff. Here we go. All right. Recording. Just love that recording. Really. I don't know. I believe they did see something. Wasn't it on Art Bell too? I think that he went on Art Bell and they played it on Art Bell. I don't, I don't know where it is here. It'll come up. It's just, I don't know why it's not. I guess I got to put in recording or something. I thought I did. Let's try this. I can't play it off that one. All right, I think I got, here we go. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do the Art Bell one. Here we go. Maybe I'm wrong. Here it is. All right. Play it. Whoops. Double click. Here it is. Boom.
Having a little difficulty. We can't get the light on to work. Seems to be some kind of mechanical problem. Let's send it back and get another light on. Meantime, we're going to take some readings at the Geiger counter and chase around here a little bit, waiting for another light on to come back in. Yes, that's more than a odd number. Okay, we're now approaching area within about 25, 30 feet. What kind of readings are we getting? Anything? Just minor clicks. Minor clicks. What are the impressions? Is that all bigger they are? Well, there's one more well designed. Is it security control? We're still getting clicks. Bobby, do you have security 6 or 8? Eastgate. Can we read that on a scale? Yes, sir. We're now on the 5/10 scale, and we're reading about third, fourth increment. Okay, we're still comfortably safe here. You don't have a light on, full gas ready? Security. Can you have them? There's still minor readings. The second with gas.
This is the whole thing. Wow, I'm going to go a little forward because it doesn't get active until I think 3 minutes.
Yes, now I'm getting some residual.
Oh, here we go.
Meter's definitely giving a little pulse.
It's pulsing. So cool.
Okay, so that's what I was going to say. Let's go to the center of the area next and see what kind of reading we get out there. You're reading the clicks. I can't hear the clicks. Yes, sir. Got them up the center, Bruce? Yes. Okay, let's go to the center. Yes, sir. Yes, that's the best deflection needle I've seen yet. Okay, can you give me an estimation? We're on the 0.5 scale. We're getting... Let's go
Come on, Holt.
The strongest reading. Yeah, it's similar to what we got in the center. Blasted or scruffed up area here. We're getting very positive readings.
Okay, so I think what happens now is they walked around where they saw the lights in the trees and they're getting readings on the Geiger counter, I believe.
7 units, it's calling on the 0.5 scale.
All right, let's go forward.
Let's go right back here. Just right over here, it looks like an abrasion points into the center. It is. It may be old, though. There's some scent marks or something on it.
So they're looking for scuff marks, trace evidence.
It's going back around.
Pretty cool.
Alright, so it gives some extension on there. Yeah, this is
Move forward a little.
Long briefly. Yeah, abrasion.
Still talking about the abrasion. All right.
Yes. Have them cut it off and include some of that sap. On the tree you're taking samples from, on the side facing the suspected landing site. 4 clicks max. Up to 4. Interesting. That's right where you're taking the sample now. 4. That's the strongest point on the tree? Yes, sir. If you come to the back, there's no clicks whatsoever. No.
So on the front of the tree, this side that was facing the UFO, they're getting clicks, and they go to the back side of the tree trunk, and there's nothing. I had to show you. I mansplained it.
No clicks at all on the back. It's all on the side facing the spot as we're getting the heat. And the spot on the tree. Shine a light on again, Bob. Well, you have trouble hitting it. Yeah. Get the light on the spot, and then when you want them, okay, turn the light on. You'll notice the white.
I don't remember this.
You're right. There's a white streak on the tree. See it? Okay, fine. Okay, lights off.
Oh, they're looking at...
Spot. Yeah. Spot number 2 is right over here. Okay. Tell me when you're ready. Ready. Okay, lights out. This is the center spot we're looking at now, almost the center. Slight increase there. This is slightly off center. Hardly heat at this stage of the game. Right there. So there it is. Hey, I see it too.
Here we go. This is cool.
Straight ahead, in between the tree. There it is again. Watch, straight ahead off my flash right there. So there it is. Hey, I see it too. What is it? We don't know, sir. So can I get some of it? Yeah, it's a strange, small red light. Looks to be out maybe a quarter to half mile, maybe further out. I'm going to switch off it. The light is gone now. It was approximately 120 degrees from the site. Is it back again? Yes, sir. Oh, that's the flashlight set. Let's move out to the edge of the clearing so we can get a better look at it. See if you can get the star scope on it. The light's still there, and all the barnyard animals have gotten quiet now. Yeah, we're heading about 110 to 120 degrees from the site out through to the clearing now. Still getting a reading on the meter. About 2 clicks. Meter's jumped 3 to 4 clicks, getting stronger. Now it's stopped. Now it's coming up. Hold up. There we go. It's about approximately 4 foot off the ground. It's coming to 110 degrees. All right, just turn the meter off. You got to say that again. About 4 feet off the ground, about 110 degrees, getting a reading of about 4 clicks. Yes, sir. Yeah, but we just run to the first night bird we've seen. We're about no doubt about it. There's some type of just deathly calm. There's no doubt about it. There's some type of strange flashing red light ahead. There's yellow. I saw a yellow tinge in it too. Weird. It appears to be maybe moving a little bit this way. It's brighter than it has been. Yellow. It's coming this way. It is definitely coming this way. Pieces of it are shooting off. There is no doubt about it. This is weird.
He says there's pieces of it shooting off. And then I think later on it says like molten metal. Isn't that bizarre? That reminds me of the Cash Landrum case. If you remember those, the ladies, mother, daughter, and grandson wound up getting radiation burns, and then the Chinook helicopters came and took the snow cone shaped thing out of there, or guided it away. But very wild, man. We've all heard the molten lava dripping off these things. That just does sound unearthly, but earthly at the same time. We have lava here, but what if it isn't lava? What if it's some living organism that just manifests in the soil and changes us slowly?
To the left. Yeah, different. Two lights. One light to the front, okay. One light to the left. Keep the flashlights off. There's something very, very strange. Keep the headset on. See if it gets any stronger. Okay. Give us a rundown. Notation that this is on a beta reading, too. It's on a beta reading? Beta shield has been removed. Okay. Pieces were falling off it again.
But it just moved to the right.
Yeah.
Off to the right.
Strange. Oh, well, what are you going to left? Let's approach to the edge of the woods up there. If you want to do without lights, still carefully. Come on. Okay, we're looking at the thing. We're probably about 200 to 300 yards away. It looks like an eye winking at you. It's still moving from side to side.
Only 200 to 300 feet away. Oh my God. Do you know how close that is? Did he say yards? Well, yeah, okay. 600 feet. That's, half of a quarter mile. Oh my God. Do you know how close that is? If you were driving 55 miles an hour, that's the distance you need to stay behind somebody for a very safe stop if they were to suddenly slam on their brakes. I don't know. I just made that up.
And when you put the star scope on it, it sort of has a hollow center, or a dark center. It's like the pupil of an eye looking at you and winking. And the flash is so bright through the star scope that it almost burns your eye.
Oh yeah, that's a lighthouse.
Across in the next field. Now we have multiple sightings of up to 5 lights with a similar shape and all, but they seem to be steady now rather than a pulsating or glow with a red flash. We just crossed the creek, and we're getting what kind of readings now. The second farmer's field, from time to time, still steady or red meter. 305, something, some kind of phenomenon. 305 at about half moon shape, dancing about with colored lights on them. But guess to be about 5 to 10 miles out, maybe less. The half moons have now turned into full circles. As though there was an eclipse or something there for a minute or two.
This is crazy.
15 now, we've got an object about 10 degrees directly south, 10 degrees off the horizon. And the ones in the north are moving, one's moving away from us. Moving out fast.
This one on the right's heading away, too.
Yeah, we're both heading north.
So cool.
Hey, here he comes from the south. He's coming toward us now. Now we're observing what appears to be a beam coming down to the ground. This is unreal. 330, zero 330, and the objects are still in the sky, although the one to the south looks like it's losing a little bit of altitude. We're turning around and heading back toward the base. The object to the south is still beaming down lights to the ground. 0400 hours, one object still hovering over Woodbridge Base at about 5 to 10 degrees off the horizon, still moving erratic and similar lights and beaming down earlier.
1980, almost 81, Christmas Eve. Holy crap. As I'm sitting here, I'm put back in my first experience listening to this again and just getting excited, imagining what it must have been like to be there. I believe that's a real event. I believe it really happened. If you don't, that's fine. I mean, that's your opinion. But when I listen to that recording, it doesn't sound like a guy who's acting, doesn't sound like a guy who made it up, doesn't sound like he's lying. All three are the same, right? Good stuff. So we have a poll that's going on in the chat room. And it's which of these three are your favorite on the fence sightings, supposedly debunked, but maybe not. Maybe they shouldn't have been. Roswell's at 39. Rendlesham, the Forest, is at 37. And the Phoenix Lights gained a percent at 25. That's over 100 votes, 101 right now. We need another 66 votes to conclude voting for this evening. We'll get there. The Phoenix Lights, speaking of, how about that? 2 events, 1 night, 1 explanation. Flares. Nah, you kidding me. Oh my God. The Phoenix Lights has to be one of the most fabricated UFO sighting in history. 1,000,000% fabrication. Except for the 8:20, 8:15 sighting, or the from 8 to 8:30, when the actual craft, not the lights you saw, those lights you saw were flares at 10 o'clock. 8:15 over Phoenix, thousands of people seeing it, pilots, Kurt Russell, they all saw it. They all said it was a 1 to 2 mile wide craft that flew over the city, a V4 formation, boomerang shaped. And what does the governor of Fife Symington do? 3 months after the fact, or 2 months, something like that. I don't know. I'll pull it up. Because it happened March 13th, 1997. And he said he brought one of his colleagues on stage in front of a press conference and says, you know, we captured the people who were responsible for the lights the other night. And then the guy walks out with an alien mask on and an outfit, you know, wearing the suit. And he's, oh, you caught me, you know, ho, ho, ho. Then he takes off the thing and it's, oh, it's Representative John. You got us. And everybody was pissed. Because Fife Symington goes, you guys are just taking this thing too darn serious or something like that. Too serious. That guy is Joe Biden Jr. Fife Symington is as dirty as they get. I know, I lived in Arizona. I had to deal with him and his corruption. One of the dirtiest people. Shady, shifty, lying, piece of shit politician. I'm just saying. And I'm not blanketing all politicians, just most of them. And he fits in there. He's dirty. And 7 years later, I believe, James Fox gets a hold of him, makes this documentary. I think, what was it? What do we know? I know what I saw. And he interviews Fife Symington about the truth. And Fife Symington says, I saw the Phoenix lights at 8:15 at night. What? I saw them. And I had to lie to everybody. And I feel bad that I lied. But, you know, it was so crazy. People were calling in. People were scared. People wanted answers, and we didn't have any. And then the flares video popped up. Just by happenstance, a news agency was out. I think it was Fox. They were doing a report outside, and they saw these flares being dropped. And somebody said, do you know what that looks like? And that's how the Phoenix light. Then the Maryland bomber range comes out days later and says, oh, yeah. It was us. We forgot to tell you. Sorry about all the hype and everything. We had to release those 9 flares because we can't land with flares in our canisters or whatever they fucking call them. So we had to drop the flares wherever we were at. Shitty answer. And we had to eat it up and deal with it. Because it looked like it could be a UFO, a mile-wide craft. It sure as hell could have. But unfortunately, it wasn't. Was it? This is why the Phoenix lights will go down in history as the most fabricated lie and probably one of the most credible sightings that people have ever witnessed in history. Well, recent history anyway. Now, why am I saying fabricated? Dr. Lynn Kitai, however you say it, made a documentary, The Phoenix Lights. It's all based on witness testimony, the events of that evening, and her photos that she said she took 2 years prior in January and March, also around the same time the lights they showed up in Phoenix, March 13th. See, one thing Dr. Lynn didn't know at the time is that there's smart people out there. And when you try to pull the wool over people's eyes, there's always somebody smarter than you, who's been there, has already done it, who figured it out, who knows more than you in this subject. And she showed people these photos of these dots and said they were UFOs when they were flares. And she got away with it. And they were flares. How do I know? Because I did a little bit of research myself. And if you go back in history and look at the Barry Goldwater gunnery range or wherever it was that dropped these flares, you can see the dates that they dropped them, and coincidentally, they were the same days that she captured these lights in the sky. Allegedly. Well, I'll throw that in there because I don't have 100% proof. Nobody does in this subject. But I think she believed she was seeing something legit and then took advantage of it years after the documentary was made. See, Dr. Lynn was on Broadway a long time ago. She was an actress. I think she was on Broadway, if I remember correctly. She's a very talented actress that something happened and she wound up getting into child psychology or psychiatry. I don't know. But she wound up helping kids for the last 20, 30 years of her working career. Very smart woman. So smart, she's gullible and believed she was being visited. And people took that story and matched it up and made this documentary, and it's all bullshit. Everything she showed was flares. I can't tell you how disappointed I am in the UFO community for not pushing harder back on this. But at the time, that's all we had, I guess. I wasn't in the field. So I don't know. That was 7 years before I entered. So I don't know what it was like in 1997. When Dr. Lynn came out in 2007, we had already known, people in Phoenix, that she was the one that was the mystery person with these photographs from 2 years earlier. So they tried creating a narrative that the aliens had been visiting for 2 years prior. And they've been watching Dr. Lynn. All of us, really. But Dr. Lynn's the only one who got a camera out and took pictures of these things. The only one. Why? Well, her house, I believe, was on the side of a mountain that it was in Paradise Valley, and it overlooked Phoenix. And you can see everywhere, of course, that high up. And she had a good view. So she was able to get these lights. They looked like they were closer than they really were, but in reality, they were 25, 30 miles away. So the movie comes out. It's a big success, right? I think it was in 05, 06, somewhere around there it came out. And then a funny thing I predicted, because I'm now in the field. And of course, I interviewed her and went to the movie premiere when it came out and met everybody in the movie and talked to everybody back then because we're doing an AZ UFO show. So I was down there at the event and I got to know, a little bit more than what was in the book or in the story of the movie. And I got to tell you, the things they wanted to do with the Phoenix lights was amazing. They never did it though. And I don't know why, but I was told that there were over 66 sightings, different UFOs that night. And they were in the process of making a documentary about it. And there were over 66 different UFOs seen that night. Haven't heard about it since. So that's out of there. Now, a funny thing happened. The reason I tell you about Dr. Lynn's history of wanting to be an actress, because what usually happens after a few years, things start to die down. The hype, we've all heard it before. It's not exciting, the Phoenix lights, right? So what did Dr. Lynn start doing? I predicted this. She started having interactions with the lights. Because when the attention starts to wane, what do you do to bring them back in, Anjali? You get a makeover, right? You spruce your hair up, put a little more lip gloss on, you paint your face, try to look 10 years younger to save that last grasp that you have on being somebody. And she did. And she started talking about having these experiences. That's why it's fabricated. She made it that way. She literally killed the Phoenix Lights for me. Single-handedly. Nice lady. Nice husband. You know, just took advantage of everybody. And they didn't even, well, I can't say they didn't know about it, but I think initially they thought they were going to spread the story, and it turned out to be a money machine. Once they realized that people were loving this, what else can you do? So there you have it. The Phoenix Lights in a nutshell. Not only that, you know Bill Burns from the UFO history, the TV, the guy who runs UFO magazine, I believe it was. Bill Burns, everybody knows him from the UFO show. What was the name of that show? With Pat Uskert and a couple other people. UFO Hunters. So, you know, I was on Bill Burns' show one night with his wife, and they had me on as a guest. And this was, I think, 2014 or 15, maybe even 16, I don't remember. But it was around there. And we started talking about, Bill Burns knows I'm from Phoenix, so he goes, "Hey, Rich, let me ask you. He goes, the Phoenix Lights, what do you think about that?" And I go, "Well, let me tell you something about the Phoenix Lights." And then I went into it a little bit, told the story, and I get to the part where we're talking about Governor Fife Symington and how he said he saw the Phoenix Lights 7 years after the fact. And I said, "You want to know something, Bill? He lied." He goes, "Yeah, what do you mean?" I go, "Fife Symington said he went to the park around the corner from where he lived, which was, it's called Squaw Peak Park. It used to be. Now it's Piestewa Peak. And he said when he got home from work, he had, they were getting ready to eat dinner. This was around 8:30, 8:15-ish, 8:30. And he says he gets home from work, and he said he saw on TV that there was a sighting up north and that the UFO was heading his direction. That's what he said. So he gets in his car, drives to the park, which is not that far from where he lived. Probably took 5 full minutes to get there, I guarantee it. And he said, I got to the park and, just people milling around, and all of a sudden somebody goes, "Hey, what's that?" And I look at them and they're pointing up in this direction, and I look up, and sure enough, I saw the Phoenix Lights come right over. And let me tell you something, you could have opened up a newspaper or wouldn't have, he lied. Because the first TV announcement of the Phoenix Lights was at 9 o'clock. Okay, wasn't at 8:15, 8:30. That's when the event happened. That's like saying, I don't even know. It's like saying a lightning strike is about to hit up the street, and you go out looking for it and it never happened. You know what I mean? It's like trying to predict or catch a plane crash or a car accident as it's happening. This is a UFO we're talking about. There was no reports that it was heading this way. Right? And if he said 9 o'clock and the sighting happened at 8:15, 8:30, how did he see it? He lied. So I talked to Bill Burns about that on the show and explained, more detail what I found out and how he lied. Why didn't he take a camera with him? Why didn't he take a family member with him? His wife and kids were there. Why not take them to come see the UFO? How did he get in there and get out? Doesn't he have security he has to check out with, his security detail and everything, right? What, none of that happened? You're living in a mansion. All of it didn't make sense. And boy, I did a 2-episode show, and it was something. It's on the AZ UFO show. But Bill Burns then comes back and he goes, "Guess what?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "We thought he was lying too." Because they had him on the UFO History channel, right? They had him on UFO Hunters. And he goes, When I was done interviewing him, I walked away from the interview and going, this guy fucking lied to me. I'm like, of course he did. He's a lying sack of shit. So it's not just about Dr. Lin. It's about the whole thing. And it is a manufactured but yet real UFO sighting. It is the most controversial. It doesn't get any worse. I mean, the characters, the cast of characters involved. When I was down at the Phoenix Lights premiere, one of the guys who's now gone, I forget his name. It'll come to me in a minute. I almost had it. But he said, hey, Rich, because I had him on my show. And he goes, everything in this movie fucking sucks, bro. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, it's all bullshit. This whole thing's bullshit. I'm leaving. And he was in the movie. Yeah, he was the guy who said that you could land all 24 of our aircraft carrier on the wings of this UFO. That's how large it was. Something like that. But even he knew it. He says everybody in this movie knows it's bullshit. I said, oh my God, tell me more. So, history, huh? You look back at history at the most famous sightings and you're like, wow, what? It's like all these stories that happen behind the scenes that people don't know about. And then the things that we overlook because we're excited, we're in the moment, we're wanting this to be real. We just expect that they wouldn't lie, but they do. And they did. And we got them. We caught him red-handed. So I'm going to split the show now for a second. We're going to watch a video. Third Phase of Moon put a new video out. 3 days ago? Oh, that's right. I've been away. Why didn't... Oh, yeah. Last night I was my comeback show. 3 days. I missed 4 days, I guess. No, I only missed Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I did the show last night. All right, Third Phase of Moon put this video up, and it's, whoa, crazy commercial airliner near collision with UFO, UAP 2023. So 3 days ago, I haven't seen it, so I'm excited. Let's take a look, go grab a drink. Let's take a few minutes and watch something here. Hey, full screen, action.
Broadcast you ever made.
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins, we've got the special report for you tonight. I'm here with my twin brother, Brent, and we're going to be going over the incredible videos just sent to Third Phase of Moon. What the heck are we looking at right now? We're watching a commercial airliner in close proximity to some unknown object. Was this a near collision in midair? Something needs to be told to the public with regards to what we're looking at. We don't have the answers. We've got the video and a close-up.
It's 2 airplanes. Next. It is. I'm telling you, this is an airplane. You'll see. No, I don't know. I'm just messing around in case they're watching.
Enhanced still photograph of the event, and right now we can't explain to you what we're looking at. Brandon, what's your thoughts here?
It's pretty badass right here. What we're looking at is breaking news, just came in, and we're looking at this thing. This is a good close-up. What we're looking at is something that's not conventional. It doesn't match anything that we could recognize in the sky as one of ours. This looks something otherworldly, maybe something from the Space Force, new technology. We just
Sorry, guys. Yeah. I was muted for 40 seconds. Damn it. What I was saying is that I don't think this is an airplane. Usually when we look at these things, they're out of focus a little bit, and it makes the wings and the tail disappear because of the bright reflection off the plane's paint from the sun. So in this, I don't see that. This right now, to me, is a strange anomaly. You can see how clear the plane is. This is slightly out of focus. It's not in the same plane as the airplane, for lack of a better term. But let's continue.
Just don't know what it is. Look how it just stalls up there and how close the commercial airliner gets to this object. Still gonna throw it out there. We still don't know the distance between the distance between these objects, but it seems like they're pretty close from what I'm looking at here. Again, we're not seeing any wings on this object. Nothing's keeping this up in the air. We don't see any.
Oh my God! You know what it looks like? Oh no! It looks like a guy flying this way, like he's all bundled up. You got his feet bondaged, his midsection, and the head. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's what it is. It's a guy in a suit wrapped up really tight like a turkey.
Any wings on this object? Nothing's keeping this up in the air. We don't see any propulsion.
It's a humanoid.
Like we see with the
It's a 30-foot humanoid.
We're looking at something very unusual. We can see it go right behind the line right there.
Wingsuit.
What we're looking at is a real deal, Blake.
There it is.
Absolutely. This is incredible footage. As Brent just stated moments ago, we're looking at the phenomenon. That's what we do best right here at
the hologram.
Guys, I want to get your opinions. What are we looking at? Brent suggested maybe
I don't know if
or some kind of new technology, or is
maybe.
this something maybe
I doubt it. I don't know.
As I get a closer look in this still photograph, again, I'm not seeing any propulsion here. In this moment of time to get this capture of this stationary craft as a commercial jet airliner leaves it in its wake, and this thing's just hanging up there. I'd have to say, again, we can't make out the exact proximity to the commercial airliner, but it seems that it is in focus on both objects pretty much at the same altitude. So I would have to estimate that this thing has to be at least 30 to 40 feet in length. And again, we're seeing this close encounter, this close near collision with the commercial airliner. This is blowing me away. Where is the major media right now talking about this?
So I am kind of in agreement. Whoops, I wanted to keep that split up. I'm kind of in agreement with some of you that think that this is a plane. I do too. The only thing is it's just at a different distance, and look, usually it's a logical explanation. So I'm using Occam's razor. The most logical explanation is the answer. Not that I can prove it, because I cannot. That's the magic of popping fresh UFOs. I don't know. But it's interesting. All right. I still think it's a person that got shot out of a... You know what it... Oh my God. You know what it is? Holy shit. It's Spock from Star Trek 3. Oh yeah, they found him. Never mind. Hey, all things good. Thank you for the £5, £5 super dono. How you been? Hope you're having a good weekend. We're right in the middle of it. In about a few hours, we'll be dead center in the middle of the weekend, my 9-to-5ers. Don't worry, tomorrow's the 10th, Monday's the 11th. Don't be scared. All things good. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you here on a Saturday Eve. But I appreciate the $5 super dono. That's pure love to some of you who don't know. All right, that's what we do here at Goof On. We care. Thank you, all things good. Yep, you got that right, YOY fools. Yet again, fuzzy video, no 4K UFOs, big freaking sigh of boredom. Oh, I know. Now let's see what's blurry next, shall we? All right, let's take a look here. This one looks different. All right, let's take a look. Let's try one more.
We're looking at this, and again, I'm kind of blown away on the evidence coming in tonight. Multiple cameras, sky watchers, are capturing the phenomenon, two different angles. This thing's just zipping by at extraordinary rates of speeds, and at this moment, the unknown is right in front of us. But the question is, what the heck is it? We're playing it back and forth. We're doing some enhancements here. Sky watchers, Carlos is doing some really good work. Capturing the phenomenon across his territory. Brett, your thoughts?
Yeah, there's two things I see here. We're seeing the light source, whatever object this is, appear from behind the mountain itself, which is pretty incredible. It shows scale and size. Is this time lapse? I'm not sure, but right now we can see it.
I'm not sure that is coming from behind the mountain, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you. You see? See the streak? I thought I saw that streak.
Is this time lapse? I'm not sure.
See, that's in front, isn't it? Is that a different? Oh, that's a different one.
But right now we can see it. Another one come behind, right behind the tree as well.
All right. Well, you know, I can't comment. I always like these. Let's see what this is.
This video lasts for approximately 2 minutes. We're just going to let it roll. I'm going to go back and forth to some close-ups and the
All right, let's let it roll, and then I'll say something.
Original footage. Just let's roll it right now. Guys, leave your comments. What the heck are we looking at? Some unknown cigar-shaped craft just hovering there. But as we watch it, you're going to see. Just watch. By the way, we've got Paul Barrett back, our Third Phase Moon music guy. He's bringing the tunes as we're watching the phenomenon right now. But look at this very closely. This is where it gets very unusual. This thing starts to expand, and then all of a sudden it kind of just morph into nothing. Just watch this. It only lasts for a few moments.
It's going to shrink, I bet.
All right, guys, I'm looking at this. That just blows my mind. Did you see what just happened before our eyes? I'm going to do a little bit of enhancement, but at the moment, this thing was there and now it's not. And again, no manipulation. This is legitimate video coming into Third Phase Moon. No CGI. This is legitimate stuff. But look, as I enhance this footage and speed it up about, I don't know, I think I did about 400% speeding this thing up just to last for about 9 seconds. Did you see this thing morph? Look at this, Brent.
Dang, dude, that's pretty awesome. You can see it it looks like a huge pencil in the sky, and then it tilted on its axis, and it looked like it just shot out of the atmosphere. Pretty incredible, especially when you're looking at the forward speed on it. It gives kind of the motion of how this thing's moving. Here it is in normal motion right here. And again, you can see kind of a tip at the very left point of this object. And this is pretty phenomenal.
All right. So it's interesting. I'll have to admit that. Here's what I want from it's impossible to do it. But a sighting like this is just, if it's real, should be getting a lot of attention. That would seem to be a very big UFO. It seemed to be very steady. But something deep inside of me tells me it just isn't real. Because I've seen when it was shrinking and it looked like it was when it was in normal speed. I don't know. There was something wrong with when it would shrink. It just looked like it was CGI to me. Like it wasn't gradual. It wasn't something smooth. It was like here, then it was here, then it was here. I'll take a look at that again. Maybe I just imagined it that way. Because, our mind does do that. It makes us see what we want to see too. So I have to be careful.
Beating this thing up just to last for about 9 seconds.
All right, let's take one look.
Did you see this thing more?
Here.
But look at this very closely. This is where it gets very unusual. This thing starts to expand, and then all of a sudden it kind of just morphs into nothing. Just watch this. It only lasts for a few moments. Incredible.
I don't know. It's hard. I can't tell. I don't know, man. Everybody's going to say it's fake, and I know why you're going to say it. It's not their fault, so they're just presenting the evidence. They didn't make it. And, that's evidence right there, whether you like it or not. That is, if Jeremy Corbell posted that, that would be getting worldwide attention. And people would believe it. That's where we're at in ufology. The good stuff's going to get looked over. They only want to look at anything military, anything that they think has a paper trail of credibility with it. And we all know that's a ruse. It's just a paper trail of fake. I'm not sorry. This is ufology. It's corrupt. It is turned into a business, and that's that. Damn it, this thing's starting to hurt. They gave me what's called a pick line. It's where you have an IV already ready to go, like the needle's already in my arm, because I have to, for 6-7 weeks, get antibiotics for my foot. So it sucks. I'm going to have him take it out Monday. I'll tell you why. Can't work out. They say don't lift 5 to 10 pounds. I'm like, I've already lifted trash that was heavier than that. And that's why I think it's hurting. I may have pulled on it a little bit. I have to work out. See, they want to, you have to go down there every day. Or I could do it at home. And I'm going to tell them I want to do it at home, I think. So if I go down there every day, they poke me every day. And I'm okay with that. What is it going to be? 50 pokes? So there's all places they could go all over. I got veins galore. I'm okay if they poke me 50 times over the next 6 weeks. I'm okay with that. So I could work out? Are you kidding? What am I going to do? Just legs and abs? I can't grab a bar. I can't do curls. I can't do bench. I can't do back. All I can do is calves and legs and abs. Maybe I'll perfect those in the next. Maybe that's the way I should be working out. Oh, wait a second. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. No, I've already taken 4 years off. No, I'm not going backwards. I've already lost enough weight. All right, what else we got? Let's take a look at the poll. 122 votes. We've got a few minutes left. So, which one of these your favorite on the fence UFO sightings that are supposedly debunked but maybe shouldn't have? Roswell's at 41%. The forest at Rendlesham is 35%. The Phoenix Lights drop back down to 24%. 123 votes. We need 167 in the next 15 minutes. I mean, we need another 30 or so in the next 15 minutes. I like to see 160 at least. So let's get back into the all right, I'm gonna play a Russell Brand clip. I don't know, man. He talks about these things that they don't want you to talk about here, so I'm not gonna do it. I can't play that. All right, let's do this one then. Oh, this is really interesting. Have you guys ever heard of this? There was this supposed underwater encounter with non-human intelligence that were 9 feet tall. Siberia, 1982. Russian Navy divers are at a depth of about 50 meters when suddenly they realize that they've been watched. It's exactly from the movie. What's the one where they were underwater, the whole movie? These non-human intelligences, NHIs, have become known as the swimmers of Lake Baikal. I never heard of that. Either that or I forgot about it. I could have, but there's a little video here. I want to show it to you. Take a look at this documentary. I don't know. It looks like this is like they're documenting the real thing when they went. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure we get that. Jesus, that was loud. Just cover your ears for this first second. Man, Nick Pope's very tinny voice right here. For me, anyway.
Strange humanoid figures were much bigger than human beings. These were large beings, human shaped but like 9 feet tall, wearing what seemed like very tight-fitting silvery suits. Not your normal scuba gear, basically. Swimming in the water, what they've come to call the swimmers.
Hey, Stu
of Lake
Gerson.
Baikal.
What were these creatures? Why did they not seem to use what we would be using to sustain life? There were no oxygen tanks. So there are lots of...
How do we not just sit here and laugh our asses off? The Abyss stole this and used it in the movie. Isn't that amazing? So maybe art is imitating life in this situation. Have you ever wondered about that? I know you do. Stu Gerson, the biggest man alive, not in size, but in heart. It's amazing. Close Encounters, same thing, right? Jacques Vallée was played by the guy. And Richard, what was his name? Richard Dawson? Richard Dreyfuss. He kind of sounds like Bob Lazar. This means something. Go.
Assets to this, you have creatures that are underwater and surviving with technology that we don't comprehend.
The Russian divers then make a fateful decision. They try to capture one.
The divers attempted to capture one of these creatures, but at this point, so the documents say, the entities reacted.
A powerful, unknown force suddenly propels the entire group of divers up from the deep water to the surface.
They did a rapid rise to the surface of the water. Well, when you do that too fast, you suffer from decompression and you get the bends, and it's deadly. There were 7 of these divers, and 3 of them died. And 4 were very severely injured as a result of this.
Okay, they say all of this is documented, and I totally believe it. I really do, because I know that a lot of these beings are coming from the ocean. I talked about this in an earlier video, and we're seeing this over and over. And
They might be. I don't see why that's something to scoff at. I have a hunch that's where the aliens are really hiding. If they're real. It's just so hard. Stop it. It's just so hard to believe that we're alone. But when you look at the size and the magnitude of the entire universe and where we're hidden, have you ever seen that image called the blue dot? It was Voyager's last picture before it went into interstellar space as it turned around and took a picture of Saturn, I think, maybe Neptune, Uranus? Well, anyway, we're so small. I'm going to look that up. You know, I want to show you. I don't care. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. The blue dot. I want to show you the blue dot picture. All right, here we go. Check this out. Oh. I hope this one's a good one. It's just amazing that it would be amazing if anybody found us here. There's just no way.
1977, NASA launched the Voyager 1 space probe to explore our solar system. As it was passing Neptune's orbit, Carl Sagan argued that the probe should be turned around to take one last picture of Earth.
Oh, I thought it was interstellar space.
This would not have been a scientifically valuable image.
Well, thank God you guys don't take what I say when it comes to this shit. See? I mean, it's a pixel.
But Sagan believed that it would inspire humanity. The resulting image, known as the pale blue dot, shows Earth as a tiny speck in the vastness of space. This image reminds us of our place in the universe.
And imagine if you go out twice as far, 10 times further, which is nothing, you would never see us. Never see us. And imagine, we think that our radio signals, because they're flying out for the last 70, 80 years, that they're going to reach somebody. No. Even if they did, they would have to have the same exact technology that can pick up the signal. Right? I mean, the odds of that are happening are as astronomical as finding light in a black hole. I don't know, but there you go. That's the pale blue dot. I don't know why I thought it was from Pluto or going into interstellar space. It's funny how my mind has worked. I can't play this. Oh, all right. I'll talk about it. No. Well, here it says, who says that the UFOs need to come from other planets or solar systems? For how long are we going to ignore our history? And yes, it involves the cyclical catastrophic event that today is known as climate change. After this, it will make more sense why UAPs would crash. From that side of ufology, guys. You see what we're dealing with? You see why I just can't have it? This is the mindset of people in our field that are really trying to run everything, and kind of are. They've got the word out. They've got the narrative out there. We don't. We're just nothing. We're just a small blip on the radar with thousands of other blips. We have got to be heard. This can't go on. Ufology can't go on this way. So what would happen? All right, let's say people actually listen. Now what? What would happen if people knew that or thought it was all about money, it was all about the funding for this, that, and the other thing? Of course you're going to have, but if there was irrefutable proof of what I just said, that it really was all about making money for the defense and all this other shit, and there are no aliens, there are no UFOs, everybody was paid. What if everything I said was true? What if it is? What does that mean for ufology? It all ends. It's over. It would kill ufology. It would have to. Well, Rich, what about all the sightings that people had? They're all made up. Paid actors. Betty and Barney Hill, paid. Cash Landrum, paid. Travis Walton and crew, paid. What if they were all paid? What if they were? Why do you think the whole crew passed the lie detector test? And that they were going to be on the front page of the Inquirer? Gee, I wonder. Was it to promote that UFOs can take you in front of your friends and crew? The threat? Even in 1974, whenever that happened, 5-ish? I don't know. I forget. I doubt it. I don't think it's that crazy, but it isn't. I mean, things have been done like that already. It's just ufology. So if we were to really get to the bottom of it and found out the darn garnin truth and found out that it was all a lie, then it's over. Well, it would never happen, first of all. Hypothetically speaking, it's fun to think about, but too many people have had experiences. Sane, legitimate people that aren't in the field, doctors, lawyers, you name it, all kinds of people have had these experiences. And not just lately, in recent times, as I was trying to say, but in history. UFOs, sightings, things in the clouds, cities in the sky. It's been going on as long as humanity's been around. I could almost guarantee it. I could almost guarantee that the cavemen interacted with aliens. At first, they were treated like Bigfoot. Maybe they were. And then they were a little modified, shed a few pounds, got on the treadmill, shaved down their torso, and created us. Right? Worked out with a few logs, climbed a few trees, hunted a few elk. Caveman turned smart, eat meat, get more protein, brain grow huge, think, farm, must make baby, make more people, make more food, capitalize, make money, get rich, own New York, become the president. I just did the Sims game in 30 seconds. So it is funny, the progression, especially of our, if you think back, not that far ago, kids, I'm talking 100, what year are we in? 2023. Go back 123 years to 1900. Now, take off 36 years. That's 1864, I believe, right? They had UFO sightings. When was Lincoln president? 1862? I don't remember, really. 1865? 66? When did he abolish slavery? I think it's 1864. I don't know why that's sticking in me. Now I have to know. Yeah. 1865. January 31st. So go back all those years. People saw shit in the sky. Lincoln was given his address. Probably saw a star in the sky. Probably even was an alien. You know? Maybe they made him president. Gave him that hat. Nobody will ever forget you with that hat. Very good idea. How about the beard? Mary Todd likes it. All right, I'll keep the beard. What voice was that? What is this? Brett S. All right, that's a $20 super chat. And it looks like we got an actual statement here, a super chat. So Brett says, and thank you very much, Rich, Google the 1976 Weather Modification Act. They started in 72 to get it approved. All right. Whoops. Oh, yeah. Hey, wait. The 1967. Yeah, I spelled it right. What is the Weather Act of 67? An act to regulate certain rainmaking and other cloud modification processes to make provision with respect to claims for damages against persons lawfully engaged therein and for the other purposes. I knew it! Oh my God, I didn't even know about this and I knew that. Here it is. Let me pull this up and we'll look at it. Wow, Brett, thank you very much for that, by the way. For this. Here we go. You know, I've been saying, oh my God, I'm not going to mention it, but I have a lot of documentation on chemtrail, cloud seeding, and also breaking down of thunderstorms. I mainly have in Arizona married up the satellite with the spraying of chemtrails in the clouds, destroying the thunderstorms right before they get to the Phoenix metro area. And they would kill these really strong thunderstorm cells in the monsoon days. They did that because it would hail, damage, people get flooded out, claims and insurance. I mean, it was just through the roof. So to quell that, they killed the storms. And then you would see the storms build up as they got away from the Phoenix area. And they called it the Dome of Heat because of the asphalt jungle. Shut off. Oh, this is a PDF file, is it? Oh, I see. It's right here. I got to open this. Oh, here we go. Well, this is a whole other show, man. This is cool. Yeah, I didn't expect this. Hold on. Let me bring you guys in because it doesn't give me the other screens when I want them open. But maybe this will work. I'll try this. Here we go. Wow. Be it enacted by the Queen's Most Excellent Majesty and by with the this act may be cited as the Rainmaking Control Act of 67. Wow. Oh, wow. Whenever it appears to the minister to be desirable in the public interest to promote rainfall or otherwise modify natural cloud process in any part of Victoria from improving primary production, either generally or... They're explaining why they're controlling the weather. For reducing fire danger in a forest area or for any other sufficient purpose. This is unbelievable, Brett. So that's a whole other show. That's a whole other show. And I don't know how much I can get into. But that's nuts. Brett, thank you for the info. It's just so much. I can't, I'll have to read all that before I do the scan here. I just wanted to see what I was in for. Holy crap, this is great. They're just telling us, yeah, we're going to control the weather and why, and there's our reasons. I'm like, holy shit, it's real. Thanks, Brett, for the $20. We round up here at GoofOn, and you are a continuing supporter of GoofOn. Thank you very much. Mucho gusto, generoso. Hey, what is... Hold on. Oh, I can't believe this. It is that UFO chick. Hey, thank you very much for the $10 or £10, 10 quid super chat. Thanks for being interesting. Always, Rich. And that's a really nice surprise. Thank you. I believe, I don't remember, but I believe that's your first super chat. And I want to say thank you very much because it's special. Well, thank you, that UFO chick, for the £10, 10 quid super chat. Thanks for being interesting. Always, Rich and good. All over those who aren't interesting. Mac, mac. Why did I do that at the end? Mac, 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 mac. Stupid. I'm 5 years old, still. Just put two of them together as my real age, but really I'm 5. All right, 7. Oh, that's right. I put up a members video this afternoon because last night, I spoke with Michael for a little bit after the show, and then I was done. I was out. I fell asleep. True story. I didn't sleep for almost 4 days. I knew you'd understand. But I hope you enjoyed it. And I've got another one coming out. I'll probably do it tomorrow morning before football. So, keep your eyes open. There won't be a show tomorrow, though. I'm sorry about that. William Bridges. Hold on. Yeah, meatballs. It's Bridges. William Bridges. She goes, I got it. All right. Thank you, man. I thought she was home. I thought she went back home to her house. She's still working. Oh, 7 minutes, she just yelled. Yeah, 7 minutes, 6 minutes. Thank you, Mr. Bridges. Meatballs are on the way. You can take half now, half tomorrow or Monday. But thank you very much for being a continuing supporter of GoofOn all the last 3 years. Man, it seems like yesterday when I first met you, and a bunch of you. It's going by really fast. Hey, by the way, next month is our 4-year anniversary at GoofOn. 4 freaking years. And we're going backwards. We're gonna be back. We're gonna go backward. No, we've got some interesting plans. When I get back into the mix and get healthy and shit, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I don't know what. Shit is gonna happen. Hey, Mr. Bridges, thank you very much. You really are one of the biggest supporters of GoofOn in history. So thank you for that. And I hope you have a great weekend, man. Be safe out there. And we're gonna wrap it up. So, hey, thank you for hanging out on a Saturday night, right in the middle of the weekend. Enjoy the rest of the night and the weekend. We'll be back on Monday for the live broadcast here at 7 p.m. It's Monday Night Football. We'll be here. We'll be here tomorrow. We'll figure it out. I think I only missed the first quarter. So that's what being on the East Coast is all about. Your games start a little later. So I think it starts at 8:20. So I'll miss the first quarter. But thank you very much. Have a great weekend. And what do we do here? I say it all the time. We do truthology for ufology. For you. Be safe out there, everybody. And be kind. and alien bless.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
Control life. Warning. Warning. Failure. Control life.